What is up, my family? Welcome back and good morning. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's go ahead and pull up the fucking charts up in here and see what is good on this Friday morning. Do me a favor and throw those A's in the chat right away if you can hear your voice speak. Please go ahead and throw those A's in the chat right away if you can hear your voice speak. What is up, team? Happy Friday to everybody. And are we getting some I told you so's in here or not? I don't know, but I'm not going to say them. Fuck you. What is up, team? Good morning to everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, I spoke about this potential upside on GME. I spoke about this potential recovery, and it looks like we're already kind of getting it right. So before we move on to the very obvious things, let's lighten up the mood up in here and bring in the good vibes, right? So guys, where are you at? Where are you at, team? Let me know what you're in. Let me know what you're short. I want to know what you guys are saying, what you guys are doing. Let me know it. Let me know it. Guys, thank you so much for coming on by and saying what's up to the family here. Of course, guys, this is going to be a little bit of a different stream. We are not typically on this early, especially on a Friday, right? Now, typically speaking, guys, there's going to be a little bit less of participants inside of the market on a Friday or Monday in general, right? Why? Because that's just the market dynamic. That's just how shit works. That's just how shit goes in, right? So, guys, I will say that, remember, last night, we put together a series of plays. We put together a play here for the SPY ride. We put together a play for... what was it? We put together a play for AMD, right? We actually ended up getting that entry down here at around 146. It's now moving towards that upside. In fact, we already got a massive upside on this 6 hour, right? So very interesting times coming out of a lot of these tickers. And of course, not to even mention AMC and GME, right? So this is AMC continuing its upside trend, right, that we were kind of talking about. So let's see if we still have more upside to go. And guys, I know that the markets are feeling like they're just going to completely recover, but I gotta warn you here. Yes, the SPY is coming down, but remember what I always tell you, right? You have to remember these little tiny rules that we speak of, right? Which one is it? I know you already know. That's right, team. 60 to 70% of the time, we'll get a 30 to 50% prior bar retrace, and that is exactly what we're doing here within the SPY asset, right? Take a look at this. The SPY ETF is actually right. Look at that, 50%, right? And look at where the candle is bouncing from as we speak, right? Of course, we're going to have a little bit of resistance right up in this area here, but that's generally the spot that we have other candles resisting from anyway as well, right? So guys, got to keep an eye on the broader markets, got to keep an eye on everything else, right? So now speaking of GME and AMC, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at GME. We noticed yesterday that there could have been an area to kind of take profit for a short-term trade that was located right here at 2240 to 2227, and the candle comes up today to 2250. Come on, guys. Let's go ahead and make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for us providing some of that good information on the markets. Guys, I absolutely love everybody for participating and everybody for coming on by and showing their love and showing their respect for the Arca Bulls trading team, right, guys? Thank you so much for coming on by, team. So let's go ahead and now identify the continuation of trend here, right? Because yes, yesterday's video was very much titled exactly that, right? We were talking about upside continuation. This downside here that we're experiencing, of course, guys, it's just what's happening in the broader markets. We identified that there could be correlation between the SPY and GME or the broader markets in general, right? So I already love it, guys. I'm already starting to see that we're getting some more followers in the YouTube platform, right? So please do me a favor so we can caress that algorithm, right? So that we can make sure to get this thing to continue and growing, to grow for the team. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. Do me that big favor. Johnny Watt, what's up, my bro? Saying long time, my dude. Haven't seen you here in a minute, but hope everything is okay with you, my brother. And honestly, dude, how long has it been, man? It's been quite a while. Still doing the damn thing here, man. Still doing the freaking little moves, the little dance over here, but everything is okay, right? So, right, I'm going to go ahead and just display to you guys exactly what I was talking about, right? I'm going to load this other screen up right down here, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and just take a look at this screen on this side and take a look at that, guys. This is the video that we put together just yesterday, right? And that was the trend continuation and GME firing signals, right? So this was the video that I put up in order for you guys to know exactly what I was feeling like as far as the upper bound targets that we were to face today, right? know for a fact that yes, we're getting a little bit of pressure towards the downside. Yes, we already have that huge downside from here, but I got another idea for you, okay? I have another idea for you. I understand that, Johnny. I absolutely understand that, dude. But the important thing is that you're alive, you're well, everything is doing good, and you're maintaining busy, right? That is absolutely nothing to complain about, my bro. But it's very good to see you in here. And I do hope that I can provide some good information for you like always, my bro. Chad, what is up, my dude? Thank you for supporting on that other side over there. Jason Harden coming in. Ian Tucker, thanks, guys. Really appreciate your help. E-Cat, I see you in there. Sway, what is up, Sway? Damn. If you're in the trading team, I didn't notice you right here, but very good to see you. Now, Sway, I was actually, I don't know if you heard me reply to you the other day. Justin, what is up, my bro? Good to see you in the chat. Really appreciate you coming on by and saying what's up. Gage, I see you in there too, my bro. Let's go. But yeah, Sway, what I was looking for the other time, and it was actually live. I was trying to look through the history of the Arca Bulls platform, right? The YouTube videos. And here, let me show you. So this is what I was starting to look for, right? We were up in here, and I was doing this oldest video thing release, and I started to look for it, right? Because I have MMAT here from a year ago, and actually specifically, let me see what date that could have been from, right? So let's see what it is. So that's October 13th, 2022. But from there, MMTLP, I don't think I have anything in there. I guess the only other place that I would possibly have any, and honestly, this was something that a lot of people asked me for, right? They were asking me, like, at the time, I mean, around a year or so ago, people were asking me, hey, Arca, what's going on with the ticker MMTLP? And my honest reply was, guys, I don't really see the play in that, right? I think the play is here on MMAT. I really didn't like the ticker MMTLP at all. I felt that it was going to be a bull trap or something, right? I remember kind of saying it out loud in one way or another, right? So I specifically said that it felt weird. I didn't really want to trade that ticker. I wanted to see what was up with MMAT, and I put together this play that went up. I mean, it went up big, like 63 cents to several dollars, right? It was a big squeeze play on that back in that time. But from there, I think the only other place that I'm going to look for is inside of my personal Twitter X account, right? I got to see if I still have any of those historical multi-part threads that I used to put up before I was on YouTube. So I'll continue to do that, and this is a good reminder. I'm very happy to see you here. But yeah, team, so here is the other idea that I had for you, right? Regarding GME, regarding the broader markets, regarding everything in general, okay? So let's go ahead and just block the visibility here. Let's start off with the SPY so that we can see this with GME and with AMC, right? Check this out right here. If we can observe the monthly close, guys, that's a lot of retrace that's happening here, right? So gotta watch out with that. We're gonna be closing off the monthly candle and the bi-monthly candle, and that's looking a little scary, right? Because it is kind of the only reason this would become kind of an inverted hammer is because the high is slightly higher than us, and it's a very tiny technical. Other than that, it would be a hanging man, okay? But we are closing the bi-monthly time as well, and that looks like kind of a hanging man, right? So what I mean here is that there may actually be some distribution coming in next week, okay? So be very careful. And now if we are to identify that continuation to the downside, let's take a look. Here's the weekly close as well, okay? Actually, let's take a look at the bi-weekly. That's going to be opening here pretty soon. Let's see the 4-day. I think we have a couple things that are closing. The 4-day time frame, yeah, the 4-day time frame is closing. We have some spinning top dojis on top. 3-day time frame is also going to be closing. Oh my goodness, man, we're getting some long wicks towards the upside. It feels a little toppy, guys. Now that I'm not gonna lie, now that we're approaching this all-time high at around 565, it does feel a little top-ish, right? So gotta be careful around these levels here. Now let's take a look at GME and take a look at its weekly prior bar, right? So this is what that's looking like. Let me see. Let me just pull it up. Hold up. Here you go, right? So this is GME's weekly potential close. Now this actually opposing the broader markets looks a little bit better, to be honest with you, right? So this is actually indicating a hammer, right after a downtrend, and then that could potentially reaccumulate. This obviously shows that there hasn't been enough strength to the bear side for it to continue down on a bearish trend. Okay, so now let's go over to the monthly time frame and observe this as well. Take a look at that. The monthly time frame is also printing a potential hammer candle. Let's go to the bi-monthly candle, and this bi-monthly is what I'm observing here as the reason why we could be facing some continuation towards the upside, right? So if I'm going to go ahead and identify this as this upside continuation, know for a fact that I am looking at this as your 50% retrace right at about right here. That'll be 23.71. Price is currently at 21.85 on GME, right? But of course, we're not favoring the exact 50% retrace. We have to favor historical price action first, right? So historical price action would tell us that we opened up just under that 50%, which is 23.39, confluent to the low of this bi-monthly candle as well. Now, if we are looking for further upside, then we have this area here to look out for, right? Both of these candles here identifying an opening valuation of 24.29 and a closing valuation on the green one of around 24.23. That would be your range entirely. What that would do is that would make the 50% right at the area of around that, what was it? 23.71. What that would do is that would turn into your 50% of the range that we're looking at as resistance towards the upside. Okay, you guys, so that's currently what I'm observing here. And I do think that there is still some upside continuation. In fact, I have another potential here for you, and I need your undivided attention for this, guys, because this may actually give us a further opportunity for continuing trend towards the upside. Not only are we getting a massive thrust with expansion on volatility with an upside bias on stochastic momentum on a 3-hour, but that's also expanding and showing upside now on the 4-hour time frame, which is already something that you guys know of as far as my criteria, right? My 4-hour time frame upside with volatility expansion is huge. I need that to happen all the time. All right, guys, that's showing us that we have higher probability upside here on GME. Let's go to the 6-hour time frame. We were just looking at that, right? So 6-hour time frame volatility, it's still kind of contracting here, but it's expanding overall. And look at the pivot on stochastics. Massive upside pivot, right? Approaching the gravitational zone as well. Looking pretty damn good. All right, now let's go to the 8-hour time frame, because that's going to be the next major time frame that we're going to be closing here in about 1 hour and 27 minutes. The candle is still green, right? All good. And look at the bias on stochastic momentum in the gravitational zone with an upside posturing. And we have expansion as well. But that's not it. I'm not showing that as the only thing that I'm observing. The 12-hour time frame is well within that gravitational point too for upside continuation and expanding too. What I was talking about yesterday was actually this. Guys, the signal for the daily time frame of which I could not perform the back test this last night, right? It just got a little bit too late preparing the new system for it to be installed here in the studio, right? It's just an endless process getting the transfer over to the new system, right? But check out the daily time frame, volatility versus fucking momentum. We officially have the fire for an upside continuation on a daily time frame. We were talking about this yesterday. The upside bias, right? The moving average was likely to break the 15% of critical contraction today at market open, and it fucking happened. And that, guys, is leading towards a potential continuation towards the upside. And I gotta say that know for a fact that there are potentials of standard deviations when we are experiencing some market market criteria like this, right? Yes, it did fire off, but we also have prior bar retraces and all that good stuff, right? Hence why we came up to the daily time frame and double topped at its prior bar high, right? At that 22.46. Guys, that typically happens. That's normal. Absolutely normal here, which is one of the reasons that I was also identifying a potential retrace to these areas down here. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just telling you that there is a probability of dropping price to 21.47 to 21.36 and a secondary lesser probability zone of around 21.06 to 21.15. If it were up to me, guys, I think that I honestly think that I would be bouncing from around here, actually, and it did already. Right around that, 21.12 or whatever that shit that is, 21.72. And why is that? Because there's a massive gap over here. And those gaps are usually used as support before a continuation to the upside, as you can see happened, right? We got the opening valuation at that 2183. We bounced from that 2172 and completely ripped to 2252 right after that. Guys, what I'm observing here, what I'm showing you here is typical price action and the way that price action usually behaves when we're experiencing high volatility times or when we're experiencing a weekly close, right? That's typical, guys. This is normal stuff, okay? I want you to be able to follow the Arca Bulls trading team. I want you to be able to also enroll into the ArcMasters course. Stop making excuses. Make sure to come on by and get yourself in the course, because this is going to be starting here pretty soon for the beginners, right? This is going to be an 8-week program, maybe 9 weeks for the beginners charting and trading mentorship program. Okay, guys? So make sure to get in touch with me here, because it's going to be starting here in just a couple of weeks and we're going to get you in there, right? Make sure to hit me up at that ArcMastersCourse at Gmail, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this, right? We identified the potential retrace as a 12-hour prior bar. So let's look at the 12-hour prior bar, okay? Oh my goodness, man. In fact, that 12-hour prior bar is all the way down here, right? I don't think we're going to be able to get that. I meant to say the daily in reality, right? So this is going to be, yeah, I would say it's a daily 50% range. Still looking at this area here of 2147, not saying that it's going there because of this gap here. And we, again, guys, we just spoke about it. The 2172 is a big gap here, and it's usually used as support for bounces to the upside. Guys, if you were playing options contracts during this scalp, this 2173 to around a $22 range could have been a 30% gainer right there, right? So I'm just putting it out to you that those are the types of things that the Arca Bulls trading team typically act on, right? Know for a fact, guys, that me personally, I am not trading long or short the GME or AMC asset, okay, guys? So as far as the upside continuation is concerned, I definitely see it. We definitely got the daily time frame volatility versus momentum break and criteria to fire off. So that's going to be my next piece of homework here for you guys, right? I'm going to go ahead and make sure to get that back test done by it's actually going to be Monday night. And I love you, baby. Have a good day, okay? Drive safe. You call me. All right, guys. Sorry about that, team. My little girl's actually headed to college right now. Proud dad, right? So, guys, let's go. Man, it smells like a freaking forest of awesome with a perfume right now, right? Coming into my studio. I'm falling in love all over again with my baby girl. So, guys, let's go ahead and identify this as a continuation to the upside, because that's what it is. The daily time frame criteria broke. We're looking at upside continuation here. It's absolutely massive and it's absolutely powerful. Okay, guys? Which reminds me, I should probably have my camera up for my 4-year-old boy in case he's hearing his dad yelling and fucking screaming over there. He doesn't even know what the hell's going on, right? So let's go ahead and make sure that we can have the boy connected over here and find out how he's doing, right? So guys, now that we know that Arca is going to perform the back test, I got you, right? I got you. I'll perform all the back tests. I'll get you guys the criteria, the standard deviations, and all of the continuation towards the upside or potential downside, so we can load the boat and get this thing to play exactly the way we want it to play. I got you. I'll make sure to get that criteria done for us, right? But now let's go ahead and move on to AMC and find out how this thing is doing, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this on a daily time frame. We were observing a potential drop into the area of 476 to 471-ish. Mind your 50% at around 474, sure, right? We were looking for this drop here so that we can actually make the continuation to the upside to look for a short-term, maybe daily play of a take profit between 495 to 502 with a focus at 499. This was the analysis performed just yesterday, right? So very nice upside that we got already leading towards that what? We opened up the market at 487. We got it up to 492 and the pullback is happening, right? No problem. We kind of knew that was already going to happen. We are looking at a potential loading zone down here at around 476 to 471. We got to see if we can get that continuation towards the upside. So why don't we go ahead and now that we can see what's kind of happening here, let's take a look at volatility versus momentum, starting from a granular time frame. Let's go ahead and look at it from the hourly time frame and see what's up. All right, hourly time frame, very, very speculative consolidation signal here. So let's get down even closer towards the bottom side. It's okay. There you go. The 15-minute time frame still performing its downside, right? It's showing us that we have almost a 3-cent average true range on that 15-minute time frame. So 485, 432, that would be a 482 bottom side it matches the inflection point today, right? So that would be right down here, and it looks like it's headed towards that direction anyway, right? So let's just go ahead and make sure that we can observe the probabilities in a mathematical way so that we can identify higher probability supports and or resistances, right? We can do that using math. Downside continuation, 5 minutes to close this 15-minute time frame. We are at 10:39 a.m. market time. So let's go ahead and take a look at this 10-minute close right now, as that is likely going to start moving towards a potential upside before we get that downside, right? So this is your 10-minute close, likely to test the 483, bounce towards the upside and get that 50% validation at around 485 to, I would say 485 to around 485 in general, right? And then it would maybe continue that downside as we're getting downside continuation on stochastic momentum in a gravitational pull with expansion, right? So let's go ahead and see. Oh, okay, we didn't test the 483 bottom first, so it looks like we may come up to that 485 first. We don't know, guys, but those are typically the way that price act. That's typically the way that price action tends to behave. I want you to also notice the way that this is looking, right? Here's that 484 bouncing. Let's see if we can get that 480. Oh, it did 483. Sorry. Nice. Okay, so that usually means that 483 bounce, right? And then we can get up to that 485 if it has enough juice, and then we'll continue the pullback because it's still suggesting it, right? Not a problem there. Guys, what I want you to notice in price action is the way that it looks, right? Take a look at how this area of price looks. It looks like it's a barcode, right? So when we face price action from an asset like that, right? When it looks like that, look at all this. Right, that is a sign of an illiquid asset. Okay, so it's not always the safest to trade assets like this. In fact, a lot of the times I have a lot of the team make sure that the asset doesn't look like this at all, right? I speak about it all the time. This is it's almost completely algorithmically figured, right? It's taking on that, okay, here it is. Here's the bounce, right? We're bouncing for 483. It just came up to 484. It's at 484. Right? We're waiting for that upside validation of resistance at around the 485, right about here-ish, right? And then from that 485, there could be a continuation to the downside. In fact, the 485 may be actually right around this area here, okay? So this is typically how price action behaves. I'm showing you what the probabilities are. Again, right, we spoke about it just a little bit earlier ago, where it's the 60 to 70% of the time you'll get a 30 to 50% prior bar retrace. That's exactly what's happening right now, right? So just observe these as probabilities, guys. I always throw out these little golden nuggets out there so that you can pick up and keep within your notes, okay? So that's presently what's happening, and that's presently how it usually behaves. It's already at 30% its prior bar, right? So it could really just continue to the downside here. It is at this resistance, all of these candles here at 484, right? But the 50% is identifying down here up here at 485. It doesn't mean it's going there. It just means that we have resistance there as well. And we would then have to figure this as, are we continuing to the downside or not? Okay, guys, once again, I'm just going to go ahead and remind everybody that I am not shorting or longing ticker symbol AMC or GME. Okay, guys, make sure to please be very careful when trading these assets, right? Because they could be they could be trying to trap all your cash, right? You guys, as far as the upside continuation now, enough of the doom and gloom, right? Let's take a look at continuation specifically from the medium term, right? So let's go up to the 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, and it looks like we're getting a very, very interesting signal on the 8 hour time frame of volatility versus momentum on AMC. We are catching the break of volatility here, right? 15% has to break, right? And also we're getting an upside bias on that 8 hour time frame. Guys, that could be indicative of a continuation towards the upside. So I must warn you that there could be upside continuation on AMC, but it is going to count as soon as we get your 8 hour time frame close, right? This is honestly, guys, this is looking like a dead cat bounce. It also could be indicative of a bear trap, right? But as of now, 1 hour and 16 minutes to close this 8 hour bar. It is during an upside trend. Long bars towards the upside indicate weakness and bull exhaustion, and also a bearish engulfing, right? So if we're able to kind of not close the bearish engulfing and maybe consider closing above 485, then that would be outstanding for the asset, and it would probably move outside of its psychological reasoning for downside continuation, right? So I know it's going to be a little tough, right? We absolutely got this top side of 525 during the NVIDIA sell-off and SMCI sell-off. We actually got a 472 bottom, and now it's bouncing, right? People are going to be fearful, guys. People are going to be naturally fearful as price action goes towards the upside and then gets resisted from an area where, you know what, this is the best I'm going to get here, so I'm just going to pull out my gains right now. This thing's going to continue falling. That's typically what happens, guys. But I am getting upside signals on this, okay? Let's see the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, we had the 4-hour time frame upside, 6-hour time frame one more time. A little bit of consolidation in there, but upside in general, right? 8-hour time frame giving us that potential firing of the signal. Let's see the 12-hour. 12-hour time frame is very interesting as well, guys. That definitely fired off a signal for the upside, breaking the 15% of volatility with an upside bias on stochastic momentum. This has literally fired off a long-standing contraction phase with a break of volatility contraction with an upside bias. That means that AMC is also preparing itself for a continuation towards the upside, and it could literally start within the later part of today, maybe after lunch, maybe closer to market close. I don't know, but it is within the 12-hour range, which is within an entire days of price action, right, guys? Make sure to observe that as a higher probability because we are getting the signals for firing. Daily time frame, let's see what's up. Okay, check it out. Daily time frame. I know it's still pivoted towards that downside, all good, but we are getting expansion here from, look at this, we're expanding, right, upside from a long-standing, oh my goodness, guys, no way. AMC has been contracting inside of critical contraction since July 16th, and we are about to hit September 1st. Man, oh my goodness, guys. Yes, that kind of pressure contraction with an oversold condition, that typically means that there could be a retrace on this and there could be upside continuation in the shorter term, right? Guys, I think that AMC may start to recover soon, right? Actually, that is, I'm not joking. Actually, seriously, that's bi-hourly time for, fuck, dude, the bi-hourly has been in deep contraction since June, and we're getting some upside signals here. 5 hours to close this. Wait a second. Damn, dude. Okay. Yeah, I'm catching, guys. I think I remember seeing this as well the other day too. 5 hours to close the 3-day as well. There is so much contraction here. We're in the gravitational point of the 4-hour time frame. That's going to close in 5 hours too. Damn, guys, there's something happening within AMC. Yeah, whoa, okay. All right. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to start performing a backtest here on AMC with all things getting all serious here, right? Yeah. Guys, yeah, I think there's Sherlock Weekly. Consolidation signals, right? The bi-weekly too, I think, no, that just did its thing. The monthly, bro, the monthly. Oh shit, that has its own signal firing too. Fuck. That's the break of, you know, the expansion into contraction. Damn, the monthly has never seen contraction on AMC. So we're critically expanded and it's breaking below the 90% for the first time since October of 2023. Shit. This is a signal here. Let me see the bi-monthly as well. Oh my God. The bi-monthly is a signal as well. It is now inside of the 90% with a slight upside pivot from historic lows. Fuck. Wait a second, guys. Wait a fucking second. I actually think that there's, damn, dude. Fuck, is just AMC such a bastard. I fucking hate this ticker, man. This is showing that there could be a massive upside continuation. Volatility is completely expanding. I gotta see what's gonna happen in 5 hours with this bi-monthly, guys. This is clean. This is a clean signal. This is a clean ass signal for continuation. It is a red inside bar, which is not the best in the world. What is it weekly historic too? What I can tell you is that the weekly is actually breaking out of a regression. two regressions. This is one here, right? It's already at the resistance of it. We're breaking regression on this on it looks like a triangle, right? So now if we observe price, holy shit, man. Yeah, there's something going on here, guys. There's something clearly happening. Let me see the bi-weekly. I mean, could it be that people still want to play that? Could it be that? I mean, this is a bull pennant, guys. This is a straight up bull pennant, right? And it's also a buy formation breakout, right? Because we have an inverse head and shoulders paired with that. The inverse head and shoulders target is quite literally 1186, right? The bull pennant would be targets leading up to the resistance up here, somewhere around the 711 to maybe 767. There is a bi-weekly gap right in there that is confluent with this resistance. Guys, what is happening? Whoa, hey, team, in the chat, YouTube, also within the Discord community, trading team, everybody, what is happening with AMC and why would it be showing this upside? Okay, AMC Entertainment Holdings, there's news, is attracting investor attentions. Here's what you should know. 3 hours ago, over the past month, shares of this movie theater operator have returned minus 5.9% compared to the Zacks S&P 500 composite, plus 2.5% change. During this period, the Zacks leisure and recreation services industry, which AMC Entertainment falls in, has gained 2.7%. The key question now is, what could be the stock's future direction? That's my question. Revision of earnings estimates. Substantial change in a company's business prospects. Okay. Rather than focusing on anything else, we at Zacks prioritize evaluating the change in the company's earnings projection. This is because we believe the fair value of its stock is determined by the present value of its future stream of earnings. We essentially look at how the self-side analytics covering the stock. Okay, I see what they're doing. That doesn't sound bad, actually. It looks like they're trying to bring back price to a fair value, I guess. Is that really what the hell is happening here? Yeah, that very well could be it, guys. I mean, people are obviously kind of waiting for something to happen, so I'm wondering if there is. It feels, I mean, honestly, dude, if it does ride up, I wouldn't doubt that there's going to be like short sellers all over this as it goes up, right? Also, I wouldn't even doubt that dumbass fucking AA is going to just wait until this thing goes up another $1 and then fucking dilute on everybody. Like, dude, like, not to fucking mention that not to fucking say that all the millions of dollars that you just capitalized on weren't fucking enough and shit. Like, dude, that honestly pisses me off. So, could that be a reason? I don't know, guys. Would it be them that are trying to drive the price up because they need more cash? Honestly speaking, guys, sometimes when the small caps have these spikes towards the upside, that usually means that the asset is a bit illiquid, and that also means that the asset needs to survive in some way, shape, or form. So, I'm speculating here, but that could be another reason. I mean, that could be another one. It could just be price being suppressed. Here's another reason, okay? I'm not going to say that this is what's happening, but I want to give it to you as a probability. Okay, speculation here, okay? This is for trading purposes only. Do not get crazy or anything, but where are we right now, right? Where are we? We're at the monthly close and also the bi-monthly close, okay? So if we're at a monthly close, could there be an adjustment to the books? Price suppression so that it doesn't show a higher valuation at the close of this month. Keep that within your scope. All right, I'm not saying that it is. I can't say that, okay? I'm saying that there is a probability here that the monthly and the bi-monthly are being suppressed because the close is quite literally today. So would that show some price recovery into the new month? Maybe so. Maybe so. First of all, the bi-monthly time frame is decompressing, just like we always talk about, right? The decompression happens as you get closer to the close of that bar. So if we're talking about range here on AMC, your 50% retrace on this would actually be up there at around 505. Now, that's a really tricky area with price action, if you ask me. Now, why would that be? Because that's converting several very dangerous things into support. That would mean that this prior month close at 498 would be support. Also, the month prior to that, at the top end of 490 would also be support. Not only that, is that this bar that we have currently right now would also act as support around that 487 to 490 range too. So that means that we would be converting a critical resistance into a major support, and that could lead towards upside. That's what I mean, guys. And then the upside would lead towards that 505. That's going to be your first signal here to volatility continuation, volatility expansion, and upside continuation. Right? So, in favoring one of my analysts inside of the Arca Bulls team, what are the chances that we get further upside on this? Well, that's AMC and GME are going to be dependent on the broader markets. Okay? They are. No matter which way we look at it, they are going to be dependent on it. And man, seeing that the SPY is actually making a recovery here and continuation towards the upside, that honestly leads towards the biggest boys inside of the broader markets showing upside potential. Nvidia being one of them, but primarily Apple, right? So Apple, guys, we got that bottom side, right? Again, we supported from that bottom end of around this. Look at that fucking entry. 228.68, almost to the freaking dot, right? Came down to 228.60, and now it's bouncing towards the upside. This was literally our thesis. Bounce from this area here for an upside continuation. Remember, the reason the reason why Apple is looking pretty damn good is because it just had a partnership announcement with Affirm, right? So this is leading price action towards a continuation towards the upside. So great. I see that as an awesome thing. Okay, but more than anything, as you guys may already know, may or may not already know, Apple is capitalized as as the largest company in the market, right? So this is 3.49 trillion in its market capitalization, which means that if this thing decides to move up in a parabolic manner, the fucking market will follow, including Nvidia. Now, it does have its own brain. Nvidia is heavy enough to pull its own weight too, right? But it depends on how far, and it depends on how volatile the upside Apple decides to take, right? Whatever that direction is that it decides, the broader markets will likely feel it, and it would likely continue towards the upside. So if we're getting upside signals, where are they? Let's look at volatility in the 8-hour time frame. Okay, we're about to fire off the signal for an upside continuation on the 8-hour. Break of volatility contraction, upside bias on the 8-hour. Let's see the 12-hour. 12-hour time frame approaching the 15% of critical contraction, upside bias. Let's see the daily. Daily time frame is inside of critical contraction as well. So that means, guys, that we're getting immediate short-term time frame breaks of volatility. This is showing that there could be an explosive move somewhere, somehow, at some point. And now, what could it be tied to? Well, if you're asking me, and if we do respect this support down here, maybe even the 50% at around 228.35, what could happen here is that we're in the process of building a massive bull flag. Guys, if that actually happens, the 8-hour time frame here is over in 1 hour and 1 minute, which means that we would have a 50% retrace of its prior bar, which is right here. And let's see where that fucking 50% retrace would be. That would actually be where? Well, it would be up here at 230.16 from the 228 that it's at. Okay? So that naturally means that we would close this bar here and then continue towards the upside, thus building the building blocks of a bull flag in a major time frame. What time frame is that? My students already know that my minimum time frame for formations is the 8-hour. This is where I consider high probability breakouts using formation analysis. We're on the 8-hour. Okay, I'm putting together the whole fucking thesis here for you so that you can expand your mind, so that you can also use your creativity and your imagination for upside continuation, right? Or for downside continuation, or for consolidation, whatever you want to, wherever your brain takes you. All right, so now that we can identify that there is a potential low being found at the moment, right? We're bouncing again from that area there. It doesn't mean that we're going to stay there, because I did say that we still could come back down to the 50%, right at around that 228.30. And then also remember that my range is truly down here, 227.76, right? So let's take a look at the 8-hour time frame even still and observe those probabilities. So if we do bounce from this area here, let's get that measured move. That would be a massive bull flag, right? This would be your measured move. Remember, the bull flag is starting from down here, way down here, right? We got this bottom side of 225 all the way up to 232, now coming back and then building that continuation, right? This trend line is what gives you your price objective. So you measure that complete length. Look at the bounce to the upside there, guys. That was huge, right? We just bounced from 228.45 and I saw this thing go up to 228.88. Massive volatility and buy-side interest is coming in on this, right? So look at this. This would be your upside target on Apple if it did actually perform the formation analysis that we want. This is suggesting an all-time high and a resistance of the all-time high. So this is presently what I'm observing here. Mind you, we have inclining volume with upside on price. That means that we're completely in sync with the market, or the market is currently being determined by this mega cap. Guys, we may be seeing Apple as the next one in rotation here, right? And it may be the one signaling the continuation towards the upside, and it may drag Nvidia up with it. Now, if it does drag Nvidia up with it, that means that you have two of the highest valuated companies moving to the upside. Now, we're also going to have to take a look at Microsoft because it's the third, right? It's the second. I'm not saying for us to ignore those assets. We must pay attention to them because they'll usually rotate, okay? But take a look at price action as we're observing it. Look at this. We got really close to that bottom side of the 50%, right? And bounced all the way up there. Look at that. This was a 228.42 low. We're already touching a potential 229. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so that means that we have to start observing the immediate short term. If Apple is giving us a continuation towards the upside, that means that we're going to be getting broader market upside, pressuring the indices towards the upside as well, which means GME. Now, what about IWM? Because IWM would be the small caps, right? Russell 2000. What is this showing us, and does it have any upside continuation? Because this may get pressure to the upside too. We don't know. But if we do, AMC's within this. AMC could be pressured by the IWM. So let's go ahead and just block out the moving averages here. Respect our price action only from a daily time frame on IWM, and let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Yes, Scott. In fact, I am buying more because this was the overall downside that we would get, right, as we averaged in. So we are bouncing literally from our last zone. So this is an area here where I want to long a little more, right? But anyway, let me go ahead and come back to the IWM and see what's up. So the IWM, I'm not going to be afraid to tell you here, but that looks like a massive bull flag, right? Very similar to a lot of the different assets. So I'm going to tell you this. The measured move for the IWM breakout on the formation analysis is quite literally speaking. I mean, that's, guys, we're talking about breaking the monthly highs here, right? 228.96 or coming up to resist around that area there. Very, very healthy upside bias. We're getting volume to the upside here on a daily time frame. Good. I like it, right? So let's identify if we have any setups within the shorter time frame. So downside bias with the hourly time frame, it just started, right? So that means that the 50% prior bar retrace would actually land price around 219.71. Let's go up higher. Bi-hourly time frame is going to be over in 55 minutes. It's still green, by the way. The prior bar, the prior bar opened up at around 220.11. We need to get price action above that 220.11 in order for us to have an upside bias on stochastics. This is consolidation. Okay, let's see the 3 hour. 3 hour time frame fired off a signal. Actually, we just broke outside of volatility contraction, and it does have an upside bias. Okay, all right. That's also introducing another formation. That's introducing the potentials of an inverse head and shoulders. Can you see it? It's upward regression on this. So that means that we have another target to observe. Here we go. Let's do something like this. Let's see if we can, let me see where the higher probability connections would be. I think it'd be something like this, right? On this diagonal regression, inverse head and shoulders IWM, we're looking at a top target of about 223.76, which means that if we take a look to the left, there could be gaps and stuff. Yeah, there's a bunch of gaps in here. Likely resistance within this range. In fact, let me just put it as a resistance range for you now. I would say something along the lines of this. 223.52 to 223.77. This would be price action, resistance, right? Something like this. Resist, come back to this high, start validating your newly converted resistance into support before upside continuation. And then we would see about completing the other target. Of course, there's many more resistances, and it's I'm just kind of being concise here, right? But just know that there could be, continuation here. Okay, guys, what's going on with Carvana? Yeah, Carvana getting that bounce from our zone, right? Nice. So yeah, this was the buy area, guys. Remember that we had all the zones for potential pullbacks and the accumulation zones as we go down, right? So yeah, I'm a buyer. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue on with the IWM. No big deal, guys. We're moving. It's doing its little dance. It's all good. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So if we are continuing towards the upside, there's got to be some upside signal embedded. And for me, guys, I do think it's within that 6 hour time frame. I know that we're getting some long wicks towards the upside. 6 hour time frame upside bias, a little bit of consolidation here, contraction happening there. But overall, it's feeling like we're building some. It could be a bull pennant right here. It could be the inverse head and shoulders. It could be several amounts of things, right? It could be the bull flag. This is quite literally a tri-formation breakout, quad, or something. There's so many signals embedded within each other here that can lead price towards a continuation towards the upside. And so far, as I'm observing price, it has been making a series of higher lows and higher highs as we go. What I'm saying here is that this price would be the next higher high, right? So I do think that this is in a very healthy accumulation phase. Never doubt the markets. They could show pressure towards the downside, right? So I just want you to be explicitly careful when you are trading these assets, okay? Please be very careful, okay, team? But yes, this is leading towards a potential upside, which is going to drag AMC towards that upside as well. My goodness, man. And let's see. Let me go back down to the immediate short term and take a look at AMC from this. Yeah, okay, good. Very good stuff. All right, guys. So I think this is, let's see, Justin saying, looking for SPY to die today. Well, I'll give it a quick look for you. Let's see. Okay, let's start from a granular level. Okay, downside continuation on the 30-minute time frame. But during this 30-minute time frame, that doesn't mean that you'll actually get it, because it's actually pulling to the 30% to 50% of its prior bar, which could actually end up at around 560.91. Now, if by the time that 560.91 hits and price action kind of subsides, that means that this upside bias will turn the 10-minute and 15-minute into an upside potential, which, by the way, are also retracing towards their 50%. So this volatility expansion may actually start favoring the bulls soon. Not to mention the fact that we're in a symmetrical broadening wedge, right? This is quite literally telling us that the upside and downside are 50% each, right? So be careful with this. There could be a bear trap in here too, okay? 5-minute time frame, it's about to close in 18 seconds. The downside on this may actually start subsiding. There may be a kink here in around 10 seconds. Let's see. What I mean is that it actually may not continue parabolic downside. It actually may kink, right? It may have a little bit of a crease here. So let's see. It's about to open. There we go. There's your crease. See that? That's exactly what I meant. So as soon as that crease comes in, that means that we're potentially readjusting for a continuation towards the upside. Okay? It's all relative. Right? So if we are going to get that upside, wait for the downside. 50% prior bar retrace of the 5-minute time frame would be indicative of 560.25. Can we still retrace further? Well, simply look at your 10-minute close. What's that? Yeah, 10-minute close could say 50% prior bar retrace to 560. Right? And there it goes. So, guys, just look at those probabilities in that fashion, right? And the 15-minute time frame still has 4 minutes to go. This still could go to that confluent level of around 560 where the 10-minute time frame is. But if I were to put a guess here, I think that the upside is actually starting to get figured in, right? So just be careful. The 5-minute time frame is quite literally an indication of continuation towards an upside, which would naturally lead us towards the, let's see, the 4-hour, bi-hourly close. Here we go. Yeah. So as soon as this starts, the 48 minutes to close the bi-hourly, look at this, 4-hour time frame, 48 minutes to close. And the 8-hour bar, 48 minutes to close, right? Those are things that you have to worry about. That confluence of 3 major timeframes closing at once. As you get closer to the close of the major timeframes, you're going to get retraces towards the upside. And look what's happening. Right? So that's typically what happens, guys. And this is why I'm telling you, there are so many tricks to the markets, and there are a lot of things here that could potentially trap you, right? But I want to make sure that I can make better traders of you. So join me, ArcMastersCourse at gmail.com, and I'll make sure to get you guys in, right? Make sure to get in touch with me here because it's going to be starting. The beginner's mentorship and trading mentorship, is going to be starting here in just a little bit. All right, probably a couple weeks and we're in. Guys, I want you to know that I am not actually seeing the SPY towards a downside. Maybe this has a shot to start resisting at around 561.28 to maybe 562.23. I still am kind of favoring the upside here. And then we would actually start kind of consolidating. So in other words, I think that we're within an inside bar. It's going to be an inside day, right? This is your range in here, within the prior day's range. It's not going to be a breakout. It's not going to be a breakdown. I do think that we're going to maintain ourselves because it's Friday, guys. Fridays, less participants in the market, right? Less volatility, less fuckery, lots of vacation, lots of crap, right? Now, Justin is saying the only reason I don't believe in the upside is all earnings were mediocre and we're almost at all-time highs. Makes no sense. Yeah, froth in the markets are just real. I guess the only other thing that people can combat that with would just be that, oh yeah, we're within the elections and we're remember that the rate hikes, so we're pricing in the upside for the Fed potentially pivoting and all that stuff, right? So there's still, the markets are still kind of pricing that in. There are still fears though over the tensions abroad, and that could also lead price action towards pressures towards the downside or consolidation ranges. So in reality, price action is gonna kind of subside upside or downside for today because of the monthly and bi-monthly close, remember, right? So that means that I actually do think that we may face some bearish price action in the coming days. Remember Monday, guys, is Labor Day, so we're going to be closed. Tuesday and a Wednesday, price action may start showing some distribution, potentially a 10-point drop on the SPY, maybe even down to here at around 545.95. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just saying that there could be a bump to the upside, right? Probably 5 or 6 points, peekaboo above that prior month or prior bi-monthly top, then start to distribute here to get ourselves some new bulls right within the 550 to about the 545.82 range, okay? I want you to observe the probabilities like that because usually we get prior bar retraces, right? And that could be here. What could be happening into the next week? It's going to feel like everything's over, right? It's going to feel like everything is just everything's capitulating, and there's going to be a whole bunch of talk of manipulators in the market. Guys, know that it won't be the manipulators in the market. It's not going to be the FTDs. It's not going to be none of that. It's what it's going to be. It's that it's a prior month and prior bi-monthly retrace. Okay, that's typically what happens naturally all the time. All right, guys, or well, 60 to 70% of the time, if you can correct me the right way. Okay, team. Really appreciate everybody for coming on by. Make sure to sign up to the ArcMasters course and take advantage of this link while it's here, right? So that you can get yourselves inside of the Arca Bulls trading team with me every single day, right? Come by, trade with the team, and make better portfolios out of yourselves, man. Let's go, man. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave you here. If any questions, reach out to me. But I appreciate everybody for coming on by, and I wish you all a very great long weekend here for the U.S. participants, right? Love you guys so much, and we shall chat very, 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 very freaking soon. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything would be absolutely cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your day or night, and I'll catch you at the bell on Tuesday. Adios!